Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I want to talk about why every rider should have a video camera or a GoPro or something. Like I said in another video, I've gotten 10 GoPros, and you know, I'm also selling some of my old video camera equipment, my Sony action cams I don't use anymore since I got this Hero 5 or 6 or one of these Heroes. But I really believe that everybody who rides motorcycles should have some sort of recording device on their bikes. Now, I'm not saying everybody should be a YouTuber or a moto vlogger or anything like that. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is everybody should have a camera, because especially people who ride sport bikes like me, that's like the #1 person that should always have a camera. Always. You wonder why I say that. Well, there's a few reasons why I say everybody should have a camera. Okay, first thing, especially sport bike people, you should have a camera on your bike or on your helmet or something, because no matter what happens, you could be riding down the street going 10 miles per hour, a car pull out in front of you and you hit the car. You're automatically going to be guilty, because you ride a sport bike. Because, you know, people are always going to say everybody who rides a sport bike is always speeding, always going fast, always doing wheelies, always doing crazy stuff. It's automatically going to be your fault. They're going to sit there and tell you, you could be riding, like I said, 10 miles per hour, car pull up in front of you, bam. They're going to say, oh man, he was going 60 miles per hour and he wasn't looking and paying attention and he ran into me. I mean, they're going to automatically say that. And the thing is most of the time, I would say probably 80%, maybe 90% of the time, motorcycle accidents happen because of the rider. You know, like I said, I don't have the logistics in my hand, I don't have all that, but all I'm going by personal experience is that most people I know who get in motorcycle accidents, they could have avoided it by riding more sensibly. So I always record my rides. I have hours and hours of footage of me just riding, because I never know what's gonna happen. And also, I feel like when you record your rides and you look back at your riding, you can say to yourself, you know what, man, that was stupid, I shouldn't have done this. Or, you know what, next time I come to a situation, this is how I handle it. Because it's one thing to be able to watch it with your own eyes and going through the motions, but it's another thing to go back, look at the camera and look at it from a different perspective and say, man, you know what, that was dangerous of me of doing that, this could have happened. You know, so it kind of gives you a checks and balance kind of a situation. You know, it's kind of your own self looking at how you ride and changing, you know, maybe possibly changing your ride. Another reason that you should always, you know, record yourself, and this is why I record myself, not only for YouTube. If YouTube never existed, I still would want to record myself. Now, in the past, I haven't, because the technology at the time, you know, they didn't have these GoPros like this. They didn't have the technology where you're able to, you know, put a small camera like this on your helmet. You know, they had to put a big ass VHS camera like on my other helmet. But I want a recording of my life. So if I was to die today, right now on this bike, or just die period, my daughter, my wife, my dad, my sister, my nieces and nephews, uncles and cousins, they all can go on my YouTube channel and see me. Especially my daughter. My daughter, if she ever felt sad and depressed and wanted, you know, hear her daddy's voice, it's on YouTube. She'll be able to watch thousands of videos of me just doing different stuff, and that she can always know that I will always be there. Even if I'm not here physically, I'm going to be there for her spiritually, and that she's able to listen to my voice. She's able to, you know, hear me when she gets sad, or look at my videos and say that's my daddy, you know? It's not always about me, you know? And the thing is that that's why I make my channel the way I make my channel. Like, you know, ride positive, like Chase says, ride positive. I don't do crazy stunts. I don't do, like, you know, lane splitting and just wheelies and endos and all that stuff. I don't do those things. So when my daughter looks back in my life, she knows that her daddy was a complete knucklehead. Now, granted, do I speed a little bit? Yeah, I do. But I make sure I speed in an environment, or speed in a way where it's safe. You know, I'm not gonna speed, you know, with a bunch of traffic. You know, if I have an open road, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna open up a little bit. You know, and yes, anything can happen mechanically wise. But if you keep maintenance on your bike, that reduces, you know, the possibility of that happening. So that's why I, you know, keep maintenance on my bike. But, you know, that's the reason why I want to be able to, I film, because I just want a running recollection of my life, so they all can see. Even, you know, from years from now, my great-grandchildren, my great-great-grandchildren, if YouTube is still there, they'll still be able to see what I did for, you know, what was my passion, what I did for fun and stuff like that. And another reason why you should always, you know, record yourself is, if anything was to ever happen, a car pull out or whatever, and you gotta go to court, you will have proof that the person that caused the accident is at fault. And it's not he said, she said. Yet you could take this video, go to court and say, look, Your Honor, this would happen. Now, on the flip side to that situation, it can also condemn you. Because if you're sitting there doing a wheelie through an intersection and a car pulls out and something happens, you also are going to hurt your case because you have video proof you were riding like an idiot. Oh, there's a demon right there. That's a demon. Ooh, nice car. So, yeah. But yeah, so it can also work against you too. So if you're going to record, make sure you ride sensibly when you record. Don't ride too crazy, because that could get you in trouble. But I feel like riding and recording is more helpful than it's going to be harmful. Another reason why you should record is, you know, just say, for instance, and I hate making videos like this, because nobody ever wants to sit here and think about their mortality when they're riding a motorcycle. They don't want to think about their death, or they don't want to think about crashing or falling or people pulling out. So I really hate making these kind of videos, but I feel like I have to make these videos so people can understand that, you know, it's important. Regardless how I feel about it, and I don't want to do it, I'm still going to do it, because I feel like it's more important for me to make sure I show awareness than not say nothing. Another reason why you should also record is, say for instance, and man, I hate saying this, guys, you just have no idea how much it hurts to say this, but if say something happens to you and you're riding, car pulls out in front of you, and you say the car pulls out in front of you, and say, you know, you're really hurt really bad, or you feel like you're about to die, because I know there's a lot of things that go through your mind, you know, especially when you're in pain like that, and there's a lot of things that you want to say that you didn't get a chance to say, you know. And if you're conscious enough or whatever, you're able to, while you're recording, and hopefully you still have, you know, your helmet on, hopefully you still have, you know, the camera still attached to your helmet and your head and all that stuff like that, and you're able to talk, that you're able to say the things that you want to say, just in case something that you don't make it, you know, just in case, you know, you're sitting there and you're waiting on help to come and you feel like that you might not make it. You're able to say, Mom, Dad, I love you, son and daughter, I love you, your wife, I love you, your dog, kitty, whatever whatever things you need to say and get off your chest, you should say it. You should have it recorded. You should be able to, you know, just get it all out there just in case something happens, just in case you don't make it. So the person that you're leaving behind will know that, you know, what you felt about them, and that they'll have some kind of closure. Because, you know, yes, they won't be able to say it back to you, but just having them able to hear you tell them how you feel about them, and it might be bad things. You might say, you know what, I hate you. I'm glad I'm dying. I don't want to be in your life no more. Like, you can say that too, but I'm just saying, you know, you're just able just to say the things you need to say, you know, to the people that you love, that you might not be able to say if you don't make it, you know. But technically, you're supposed to say those things before a major event like this happens. But it always happens that when a traumatic experience happens to you like this, that just things that was inside you that you've been putting down for all those years will come out, and you should be able to just say those things. So after all the, you know, tears and all that, and the funeral or whatever, they're able to pull that SD card out of your camera and just be able to hear you talk and hear you say, I love you, I'm sorry, you know, things I did, I shouldn't have done, things like that. Just kind of like your last will and testimony, you know. So that's why, another reason why I feel like you should record all your rides. And again, I'm not saying that you should, you know, you should record them, put them on a hard drive, and just keep them in there. You know, you don't have, like I said, you don't have to do YouTube. You don't have to do moto vlogging, but just take videos of your rides, because you never know, you know, when it's going to be your time. So sorry about the sad and depressing video, but somebody's got to make these kind of videos, because I don't see people making videos like this. Everybody always makes good, happy-go-lucky videos, but these are videos that are just as important as a video if I make a video about, you know, the joys of riding a motorcycle. You also got to show the not so much joys of riding motorcycles. And I feel like this was a very important topic that I needed to share. I guess maybe because it was my birthday a few days ago, and you know, as I get older, I try to get a little bit more wiser. Like speeding in front of a big ass 18-wheeler. But alright guys, I'm gonna get off here, heading back to the house. I will holler at y'all later.